Maynard, bring up the holy hand grenade. 1, 2, 5.
Please, sir.
3.
Arm yourselves, America. This is Defenders Live.
Here comes the danger up in this club. When we get started, man, we ain't gonna stop. We gonna turn it out till it gets too hot. Everybody sing, hey, oh. Come turn it out till it get no more. Let's get this thing shaking like a disco ball. This is the last one and I'm gonna see you go.
There you go. Defenders Live, Mojo 50 Radio.
It's almost like I don't know what I'm doing.
I know, right?
Except for I do know what I'm doing.
I mean, it's just what it is.
I have the timing down.
You have the timing. You're good.
You know what else I have as well?
What do you have?
I think I have.
Oh, okay.
We have, what do we have?
We have some other stuff, don't we?
We do have other stuff.
We have other things.
We have a bunch of other things, and just calm down for a second.
Right. I'm excited.
We are excited because
it's very exciting.
Is anybody ready? I don't know. Are you? You know what? I'm
ready.
You're ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Are you ready for a miracle?
I am ready.
I am ready.
That's right.
I'm ready.
See, and Kari's ready, and we're ready, and everybody's ready. And people over on the MeWe's have
They've just died.
they've
They're like, this is not Wednesday.
they're putting up memes of Frenchmen and
Your mother was a hamster and your father smelled of elderberries.
blowing raspberries to everybody.
Yes.
Kari Malinek is with us in the house.
Yay.
Yes. Yay, yay, yay.
It is not Wednesday. We're doing this on
No,
Tuesday now.
Tuesday now.
Just
Yes.
shut up and accept it.
I don't even have to shut up. It's just what's
Just
going to
accept
happen.
it.
Excuse me. I'm going to die.
This
Good
is
Lord.
just how this is going to happen from now on.
Yes.
Just smile and take it.
That's fine.
Wednesdays are church nights.
It is
Yes,
church night.
it is church nights for you, and it's a little bit difficult for you to get home in time to do all of this.
Yes,
Yes,
So
that is true.
that is very true.
that is very true.
Oh, goodness gracious.
That's true.
Thank you.
You're welcome. See, I can do this all now.
Oh, very good. Very
Guys, Defenders Live on Mojo 50. Thank you for hanging out with us. We are joined by the wonderful Miss Kari Malinek.
Yes.
You can find us at DOAE Show on all of the Twitters, the Facebooks, all the other social medias, all of them, again, at DOAE Show. Use the hashtag ArmYourselves.
That's Arm Yourselves?
LVES.
Okay.
Steven side twitches.
I don't care if you capitalize it in any sort of way or whatever you want to do, just to arm yourselves. That's all. That's all I ask. I'm just.
You can follow Miss Kari on Twitters. What is your Twitter again, Miss Kari?
Really, really exciting and funny. It's at Kari Malinek.
Oh, see.
Jeez.
But you have to spell it right. Karimalinek.
I never would have done it.
So
I wouldn't have had it down. That's
Never
for sure.
would have gotten it.
Nope. not gonna do it.
Nope.
you know when telemarketers call, they always add an R in there somewhere. Like Marlinark.
Millinark.
Well,
Yeah,
see,
it's weird.
I used to get that too because my last name is Lyles. It's spelled Liles. And you wouldn't believe how many people would say Lilies.
Oh.
Yeah, there's like, where are you throwing the extra I in there, Chief?
I get
There's
Avery.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I
makes
can
sense.
see
I'm
that.
sure.
Yeah, I get
I can see
Avery
that.
or Airly, Alry. I get a bunch of them.
Yeah, I've gotten Lillis too.
Oh, that's weird.
Like really? There's
Lilith.
Lillis. Okay.
Really, guys?
Thanks. Appreciate
Like your
you.
name is if you follow proper grammar, you should
It's
be
there.
able to
Yeah, his
get
is
it.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phonetically, both my first and last name should be very simple to sound out. And yet,
Same.
And yet,
Yes.
I run into all these guys who I, swear
terrible.
from India who have no idea.
Hello, Dylan Liley.
I am looking for Mr. Dylan Dilith. Is Dylan Dilith and
Is Dilly in there?
I've gotten that one too. Dillian.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Dillian.
And that's now stuck, by the way.
That is stuck.
Dillian
but
is
that's
stuck.
a different reason. It's a whole another.
That's
Okay.
No worries. Anyway, so Kari, we have you have a couple stories for us. We have a story for you.
Yeah, we
I
like
know.
it.
I'm gonna let I want Dylan to read this because I'm gonna laugh.
Yes.
And so
Oh gosh. Okay.
So I'm gonna read the headline. Okay.
Okay.
And you need to let this sink in. You need to think about the severity of
seriousness.
This is give it the respect it deserves. Okay.
Okay.
So students
Yeah.
have signed a petition to ban oppressive white stick figures in walk signals.
Wait. Once again, do it one more time. One more time.
Again,
Yeah.
this is a big one. So just students have signed a petition
Yeah.
to ban oppressive white stick figures in walk signals. You know what though? That one is not oppressive.
That one's not oppressive at all.
That's not oppressive because that's not white.
It's black.
Because he's blue. It's a Smurf and oh yes.
It's
It's
a dark.
black.
It's
It's
other.
ink.
It's other colored.
Okay.
You need a
that
white. You need a whiteout pen.
Yeah. Yeah.
students wear.
Yeah. Well, Campus Reform latest video. Campus correspondent Ethan Kai.
Oh, these are
students
college students?
Yes, of George Washington University.
Yeah.
If they would willingly sign a petition calling for the ban of the iconic white stick figure in walk signals because they are, quote, oppressive. Most of the students were happy to join the inclusive effort. So basically, Campus Reform had gone out and just kind of said, what if? What if? And they do this from time to time. Part of the reason Campus Reform chose George Washington University for its, quote, offensive and oppressive white walk signal guy petition is because the students' recent vote to, quote, remove and replace the university's mascot, George the Colonial, which is received as, quote, extremely offensive not only by students of the university, but the nation and the world at large, end quote. Because it, quote, glorifies the act of systemic oppression. End quote. A petition calling for the removal had claimed the measure was passed in March by 54% of the students who voted.
Kari Melinek.
What? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
There's so many things,
Mm-hmm.
so many things wrong with this. I just don't get it. It is, I would say, I'm trying to think of a dumber thing that could be oppressive, that could be say, oh yeah, I'm oppressed by whatever. But I think that the stick figure, the walk figure, I think that's maybe the dumbest thing that anyone could be oppressed by.
Possibly.
I mean, unless you really want to cross the street and he's not letting you because he keeps flashing.
That's a whole nother. Yeah, that's inappropriate in and of itself.
White men flashing is never a good thing.
No. That's a crime in
Especially
most
if you're a stick figure.
Yes.
Sorry.
So bad. So bad.
That's just really incredible.
Isn't it though? Isn't it?
To
though?
be oppressed by, I mean, how lame is your life if you are looking to be oppressed by a walk signal?
That's the thing. I think it is how awesome is your life. If this is the
That's all
only
you have to
thing
deal with,
you can
right?
find that oppresses you.
No,
Like,
that's
you
right.
had to look long and hard to make sure to find
Yeah.
something as stupid.
But then that brings it back to lame and lameness,
Yes. I'm
because
saying you're
the
lame
fact
for
that
doing it,
you're
yes.
looking for
Yes.
something that hard means you're lame.
And you know,
Wah, wah, wah.
Lep
That's
thought this was going to be a
amazing.
bell-free show.
Lep is going to be mad right now. It's just, wow. Yeah. As the petition calling for the replacement of the Colonial after declaring that it is, quote, negatively charged figure of colonials has too deep a connection to colonialization and glorifies the act of systemic oppression. Yeah, that's why they've gotten rid of the George the Colonial. Because...
And what they want to do is they want to replace it with, a female walker that's like red, white, and blue, or a brown male walker, or a fat walker, or
That's
a
yellow.
wheelchaired walker.
But how is like a brown walker gonna show up?
Or
better?
rainbow walker.
Rainbow
Or
would
rainbow.
apply.
Yeah.
The only color that's gonna show up is the white or the yellow. I mean,
Don't talk down to us, Kari.
That's exactly like don't. Not today.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I've impressed you, but I am a woman, so really I haven't done anything. I'm just fighting back against the patriarchy.
Oh,
that is the
you're
truth.
using the woman card. Dang it, she's got us, man. We need to have Keith on the show to have this happen.
There needs to be a balance somewhere, and it's not coming from me.
Oh, he's not balanced at all.
No.
Speaking of people that aren't balanced, that's pretty much every big mobile company out there.
Almost. Except for one.
Except for one. And what I'm talking about is Patriot Mobile. Patriot Mobile is an amazing company. They're set aside everything that you want to focus on in your life, whether it be freedom of speech, whether it be your right to bear arms, your constitutional rights, your protecting the sanctity of life, protecting our borders. These people put away money to help fund those causes. These are the only conservative cell phone company out there, and they are the only ones that want to make sure to protect your rights. I have the cell phone company.
Don't look at me. I'm working on it.
I have the cell phone company. You should join me and the thousands of others out there today to get in line with Patriot Mobile. Unlimited plans start as low as $25 a month for talk and text. It's amazing. You can check it out today. Call them at 1-877-367-7524. That's 1-877-367-7524. You can call them at that number, or you can go to the website, patriotmobile.com/mojo50. What? Oh, it's okay. It's
Sorry.
fine. No
There we go.
problems.
I didn't mean that. I was
What are you
trying to
doing,
interrupt.
man? You're so much interrupting.
I know.
So much
I
interrupting.
know. That's what happens when things go down like it does. So
It's-
you're welcome, Kari. We
Thank
thought
you.
we would.
Thank you. Use the promo code 5 when you call them. 5 F-I-V-E when you call them, or you use the website patriotmobile.com/mojo50, and you can get a Moto Z3. Yeah, it's $5 a month, limited time only. Use the promo code 5 when you do that. You can get the Moto Z3 Play for $5 a month. It's amazing. Go check them out. 1-877-367-7524 or patriotmobile.com/mojo50. I believe there is a comment or 5. Oh, we're not talking. No, we're not mentioning that effing Florida man.
No, you.
We're not mentioning that on the air.
Wow. No.
Wow.
Mm-mm.
No.
Nope.
That is a pastor, sir.
Yeah. Moving right along. And then now over on the MeWe, everybody's still doing Monty Python
Skits. Okay,
skits. I
so
love it.
continuing forward.
Keep going.
Kari, you have
Okay.
a couple of stories that you wanted to talk about. Please bring them forth.
Yes, now I'm going to try to remember if I can remember them. Oh, so the first one was, you know what? Let's go in time order
Okay.
in how things happen, because I didn't get to chat with you guys last week, and we had the Garlic Festival shooting, then we had the El Paso shooting, then we had the Dayton, Ohio shooting,
Mhm.
and I don't necessarily, yes. So one of the commandments is don't kill. So we
Wait,
could go there, but that's
what?
not quite
Wait,
where I was going to
whoa,
go.
whoa,
Say
back
that again.
up, back
Say
up.
that again.
Wait,
Or don't
wait.
murder.
I'm just saying.
Hold on.
like,
What? Do you have a reference?
Where's that at?
You wanna
Uh-huh.
reference this real fast, or you just spouting stuff willy
I
nilly?
mean, what are we doing? Just like freestyle?
So I wasn't going to spend my time on that. But you can find it in Exodus. And really, Cain shouldn't have killed Abel.
No.
We know that too.
Yes.
But I wasn't going to go 10 Commandment route. I was actually going to go with people who need people route. So I'm reading a book right now. It's really good. It's called The Art of Neighboring.
Ooh.
And the whole premise is when Jesus said your neighbor as yourself, maybe he actually meant it.
Wait.
Maybe he actually meant
Hold on.
love your neighbor.
Hold on. What?
Hold on.
I know.
I
know it's not like
that,
colonialism or patriarchy or white stick figures, but mind blown.
How can you use that word? I don't think it means what you think it means.
I don't. Yeah, I mean that's not that. Wait, I'm just.
I'm shocked,
baffled,
perplexed, dumbfounded.
I know.
Speechless.
It's crazy.
I know you're not.
No, I'm not. That hasn't happened since I've learned to talk. Yeah. So really, that would you mean? So when he said "love your neighbor," he actually probably meant it.
Like love your neighbor.
It
Like,
wasn't like hyperbole, or it wasn't
no.
kind of an allegory of any kind. It was a literal.
So you're saying when he said "love thy neighbor as thyself,"
he meant
actually, treat your fellow human beings
like you would yourself.
Right.
Oh,
right.
So, man.
And so with that, if you look at the parable of the Good Samaritan,
sure.
We see that, anyone is our neighbor, right? So, I mean, just the broad sense of things we need to care for and have concern. Did I get a half bell there? What did I say?
You said broad.
No, broad.
You said broad.
It's a half bell.
You're trying to sneak it in.
So
corrective measures.
Anyway,
I talk with my hands, and I realize I've been waiting to do. So not we do have the broader sense of neighbor, love our neighbors, care for our neighbors, be concerned, want the well-being for our neighbors. But then there's the actual literal, hey, look, that person lives next door to me, or that person is across the hall in my apartment complex from me. And really taking the time and the effort and the energy to walk across the street, walk across the hall, knock on the door, shake a hand, share a meal, get to know that person. We are so overly connected and yet so not connected. We are not connected with our neighbors. And that driving isolation just continues to drive a wedge in between us with humanity. And I know we talked about that a little bit in a different sort of way a couple weeks ago. But with these shootings, with these murders, you think of if those people had, and aside from, clearly there are mental issues and mental illness, but just the care and compassion that we're called to have, but that we don't.
Yeah. And I think, by the way, going back to your hand motions and everything, Backyard Cows over on the D Live says, Kari went with the creative hands, or creative handles, and they're going through. Yeah. But people actually have been commenting on the MeWe's and things like, I should probably love my neighbor differently than I love myself. Just saying. Don't beat your neighbor. Yep, got it. Yep. Okay.
Okay, so are all the jackholes like masochists and
they're just
sadists?
They just happen to have a certain sense of humor. We're gonna put it out there very, very easy. Well, dang it. It's just
air it out.
Yeah,
we're gonna
wide open. Thank you.
I'll give you a break. I'll take it over for a while. Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem.
Oh gosh. Over on the D Live. All joking aside, you can love someone and not sacrifice you and your family's well-being to love them, also known as unchecked immigration.
Well,
That's a side note. We're gonna leave that out.
I'm gonna leave it alone.
Little side there. Okay.
Yep.
Yes, but yeah, with what you're saying, it makes perfect sense. You know, if you're going to be that, if you're going to think about it that way, you have to actually do the action. You have to actually love your neighbor as you would love yourself. No, that doesn't mean having too much to smoke and having a bunch of margaritas. No, that's not what that means.
I mean, we would, probably suggest you rather not, but
don't do that if you want to have a longer life. I mean, that's
and not have to worry about child support or any other kind of weird detrimental thing that may come about of that. Stop looking at me. Anyway,
right.
I'm just saying.
Which is hilarious because you keep looking at Steven.
I didn't.
I don't believe he's glanced over.
Ah, see? You noticed. Good job.
No, because Steven is being clever. He's cutting his eyes without cutting.
You don't know. You can't see. You can't see. You can't see. Nobody can see with the glasses. They block with the glare. It's how it works. But with that idea of making sure that you're loving your neighbor, there's a company that we have sponsoring us called Combat Flip Flops, and that's exactly what they've done. Combat Flip Flops is amazing. Their tagline is bad for running, worse for fighting. The reason why is because not only are they a veteran-led and owned organization, but what they've taken is they've taken an idea. They've gone to war-torn and just broken down, dilapidated areas, places like Afghanistan, Colombia, Laos. They've set up shop in these areas, and they've hired the locals. Now, the funny thing is, the locals in the area are mainly women, because all the men are at war or somewhere else or taken by the government. So they're taking on and they're giving jobs to all these local women, and they're educating them, and they're educating their children, all with the purpose of creating a better foundation for all of them in a peaceable way. It is amazing what they do. The CEO, Matt Griffin, he has a TED Talk out there explaining why they do it, what they do, and how they do it. And you should check it out as well. Go to combatflipflops.com. Go to combatflipflops.com. Use the promo code DEFENDER25, and you can get 25% off on your first purchase when you go there. It's amazing. Combatflipflops.com, Defender25, get you 25% off on your first purchase. Uh-oh, what?
Oh, nothing.
What's happening?
That's true.
Oh, thank you.
I had missed that. I am busy. I'm checking all the.
He actually is checking all the stuffs.
I am. I'm on point right now. I don't have anything to say that would be worth appropriate now.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that.
Oh,
Rule number 5, Jackal is letting you know. He wants to let you know, Kari. They take the show's content very seriously. They just want to make sure to create a dumpster fire.
Yes.
Because they enjoy dumpster fires.
Zig also had mentioned the same thing, very close to it, that they are not jerks. They appreciate and understand that you put a lot of effort into it. They just like the jokes. And so
I know.
Asking for a friend, Jackal, over on Twitter, is everyone should just live in a small town. Everybody knows everybody, which is true.
I was born in a small town.
That's true.
I'm going to live in a small town.
That's true.
I'm going to die in a small town.
That's true.
All right, we're done with that.
I was enjoying the concert.
My wife is in the background singing
She's
the rest of this
finishing the
song.
rest of it, yeah. Sing it, John. Sing it.
And see, this is the joys of what we do now.
Man, you know what? So off track, but I have to do it anyway. Do you know the first time I heard that song?
No.
Okay, and this is going to date me. So do you remember back when, when Sports Illustrated used to put out videos?
No.
And I mean actual videos, like highlights of like some of the superstars for that year.
I don't like sports.
Well, I didn't at the time, but I really liked it. Back in the 80s, there would be VHSs, and they would have different NBA players. And one of the players that was actually for, I want to say it was Larry Bird. It's a video, and that was the first time I heard it. Again, mindless, pointless.
You know, whatever. It's cool.
Pointless information.
Mindless, pointless things.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
No big deal.
That's just what it is.
And the music is playing. It worked out. See, it worked out perfect. Yeah.
It's perfect timing.
You're
right
welcome.
There. Thank you.
Boom.
Wow.
Thank you for that filler. All right. We got a commercial break coming up. We will hit that. And then we will be right back. Hold on tight. Should we give some pity?
Maybe. Yes,
I
yes,
just
why
okay.
not?
All right, go ahead.
All right, Miss Sally Lynn over on one of the, and God forgive me, I don't have like the lists of all of them, but I have watch parties up everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Is asking for a pity party as she is living in a city who hates Trump and she wants a pity party. So we need to give something. What would be a good one? Let's see.
Oh.
You
How
got
about
it?
this? How about this? How about
You
this?
got
How
it?
about this? This.
Yes.
Is that work?
Nah, I
is
don't
that
know.
good?
I don't
Does
know.
that do it, or could we?
No,
I mean,
I feel.
Maybe. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
There you go.
No.
Feeling pity, or feel pity for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a city who hates Trump, and I would like a pity party. Sally Lynn. God bless you, darling. Sorry, we're just having fun.
No, it's
We
all right.
apologize. Thank you guys for hanging
we
out.
love
We
you.
really do.
That was a good pity party.
It was. I
Thank
think
you.
it could do. I mean, I had another idea, but I can't
That's fine.
find my
Don't-
sounder.
It's okay.
so
It's no big deal. Look, Jonathan Mole over on the Facebook says Steven doesn't like sports. He's a witch.
He's a
look,
witch.
look at him. I mean, it's not
Look, I haven't aged since 16.
yeah, no, that's
By that I mean 1816.
That's true.
so.
Do you want to get striked? Hard no.
Oh goodness. Okay.
I like that one. That one's good.
With the hard no.
Hard no.
Hard no.
What is that from?
Letterkenny. It's
Letter Kenny?
all right.
Yeah.
Hold on.
So we're really about to do this.
What do you mean?
We're seriously about to tell a pastor about
No,
Letterkenny?
no, we're not. No, we're not.
I just saying. She asked.
No,
I
no.
It's a Canadian sitcom. What?
Hard no.
It's it's on Hulu.
Allegedly.
No, it's there.
Hard no.
Oh no.
It
Do you want to get striked?
well, in this instance, you just might. Let's just say that there might be.
Okay,
The
if-
language is a bit.
No. Okay, here's the best way to describe it. We are to Letterkenny
Oh wow.
as
Oh wow.
Sunday service is.
Don't. God.
Come on,
Mm-mm.
come on.
Nope.
Any of them, any comedian from the '80s, from the '60s.
I mean, you go Eddie Murphy back in the 80s.
Oh yeah, you can go Eddie Murphy.
Like Eddie Murphy Raw?
Yeah.
Like that Delirious?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the amount of innuendo.
Yeah.
Alone.
Oh, just the innuendo.
is
And
not.
and that doesn't even cover like the actual language.
Yeah,
It's rather strong. Definitely
Just
not. It's
I would not recommend it for the pastorly types.
no. But if you have a very, I don't know, shallow form of humor,
It's funny.
it is funny. I can't deny it. It's
It's funny.
everyone has their problems. Some of them are alcoholics. Some of them are into cheating and lusting, and some of us just have really bad taste in humor, and that's fine. That one's mine. So,
That's him.
so
And then we
there
have
you
a ton of sounders
go. We do, and it's because they have some of the best sounders,
like Hard No,
like Hard No, and Do You Want to Get Striked,
and To Be Fair,
and To Be Fair. Yeah,
The hard no is
allegedly.
awesome.
It is amazing.
It
Oh,
is.
also the allegedly. All
Allegedly.
of our allegedlys.
Mm-hmm. So it's just it's some of the best audio ever, and so we've taken a lot of it, and so there you go. There it is in a nutshell. Now that this is definitely just become a
That's right.
There we go. Been waiting all night to play that one.
Yep. This segment of Dumpster Fire has been brought to you by Cat Coolers.
That's true.
Proud sponsor of this 10 seconds. Cat Coolers is an amazing product, guys. They are rugged. They last. They can keep your ice cold for up to 7 days. They're made in the United States. They're fully customizable. They come in 5 different colors and more to come soon.
I can't wait to see what these new colors are going to be. I really can't.
I know. I was like, what are you going to do? Purple? They're going to do. I bet you they're going to do rainbow.
It probably will.
They're going to do rainbow. And not only that, but they also, the price on them is less expensive than their top competitors.
Which we don't name because they don't pay us.
And
because they suck.
No, but and
Because they suck.
no. But wait, there's more.
Oh. We need that. But wait, there's more.
I could do that. We have to set that sounder up.
Billy Mays.
They also have a lifetime warranty on these guys.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter what happens. You could throw it out of your car at 80 miles an hour. You could drop a 1-ton hammer on top of it. It doesn't matter.
You might get into an argument, an altercation with your spouse, and she may decide to try and fling it at you, and
it somehow breaks.
and it shatters against the concrete. Thank God she missed you, but
Even though the concrete would probably shatter from breaking into it.
it did.
Yeah, it's true.
But even if something does pop off, Cat Cooler will understand.
Yep. And so what they do is they fix or replace the entire thing. They believe in their product so much that they will replace it, no questions asked. Go to catcoolers.com. That's catcoolers.com. You can use the promo code Steven when you go there. That's STEVEN, Steven. And you can get 10% off. No. It's a V.
Steven.
Stevan.
Stevan.
No, don't do the
Stevan Eiley.
Don't do the
There's no.
Look, my parents my parents spelled my name phonetically. K.
I wonder who the first person to say, I want to put a PH there. I wonder
Actually,
who that was.
Isn't that French?
The original spelling is Latin.
Is it?
Oh.
It's from the Stephanos,
Oh.
the victor's crown.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
That's in the Bible, folks.
Read your scriptures.
Yeah, the crown of victory, or the Stephanos crown. So my name actually means victor, which is funny.
So I'm going to start calling you Vic.
Hmm?
I know Vic.
What does Dylan mean?
Come over here, buddy.
A running brook.
No, actually.
A babbling
No.
brook.
No.
Does it?
No. I've got it at home, actually. Funny, you actually trying to remind me of this next week. I'll have that answer for you. I've got a plaque I was given
With
that
the
has
name.
that has my first name and middle name and what they mean,
Ooh.
and like this long
Son
thing
of the
about
sea, son of the wave, born
Yes.
from the ocean.
yes, which works out great because I was in the Navy and I would love to live in the ocean.
In
Yes,
the
so-
Navy. Hey, you know what? I was just thinking. I think if I had another career, I think being a marine biologist would be awesome.
I wanted to do that, but I'm not smart enough in math.
No, he's not.
Do you
I'm
have to
really-
be smart in math for?
You have to be smart in
Marine
math
biology?
and everything for everything.
It's like math and science.
yeah.
Yeah.
Biology?
Yeah.
Mhm.
No.
Dividing
Yep.
cells.
Yep.
No.
You got to be able to
Physics.
count the
Physics,
organisms.
You need to do math.
I
You got
think
to be able to count.
possibly.
Well, one fish, two fish,
Red fish.
red fish,
Blue fish.
Yeah, but that's
Thank
the
you.
red fish, blue fish part is not part of the math unless you start getting into
No.
algebra, and that's now where you really start. When I can't even add numbers together, and you want to add letters to it now?
No, he's not
Mm-mm.
good with this.
Mm-mm.
Algebra was fun.
I enjoyed it. I was fine with it.
I couldn't get the hang of it. I got trig down, which was weird. I could
How
get.
do you do trig
I
and not
don't
algebra?
know.
It's
I don't.
triggy.
It was,
Yeah, it's tricky. It's so good.
no, not trig. I'm sorry, geometry. I had geometry.
Oh,
That's
geometry's
A
different.
lot of times
That's
people are
geometry.
either geometry or
See,
algebra.
I'm so bad at math. I didn't know which one I got right.
Ha! It's like, he couldn't pass algebra, but for some reason he got this trig down, no
I got
problem.
trig down like nobody's bit. I was doing calculus, but no.
Without a calculator.
Without a calculator. No, I couldn't. I would actually, if I was good at math, one of the things I'd mentioned before, one of the things I'd love to get into was theoretical physics.
Ah, yeah.
I don't know why. I love what I don't understand. I actually love it. Like,
But,
I
enough about you.
I know enough about me. We're talking about Kari.
I enjoyed. Well, no, it's all good. I enjoyed physics. I I get a little lost in the math of it, but that was my.
Welcome to my world.
But I do enjoy it, and the theoretical physics is really fascinating.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
the whole when you get into like the string theory, which I think
theory.
is really cool to consider that, and it's way beyond my understanding. But to think that everything is made out of vibrations, no bell there, everything is made out of vibrations, and
You can't say no bell, and that's not how that works.
Tell us, Nobel.
I am going to tell it. Anyway, and to think that in Genesis it says, and God spoke and said,
Mm-hmm.
and everything would be created out of
Sound.
sound.
Yeah.
Yep.
How cool is that?
Yep. And
I just
it
think
also
it's
continues on
fascinating.
like as the tongue as the tongue moves.
Yeah. No, there's that one too.
So it's you create a lot of things just by what you say, what you speak, how you think, and it's all based on that sort of notion.
Stop singing, cows. Stop singing.
What, cows is singing?
Yeah, you don't see?
Oh, no.
Right here.
Okay.
Tricky.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry.
You're welcome, cows. Anyway,
Anyway, I so off the rails right there. That was just out there.
that's just how we work
That's
it.
how we roll.
But no, so you had a couple stories. The first one we kind of meandered through. Somehow we made
Kind
it.
of, yeah. It was just, thinking about your neighbor, thinking about taking that extra time to connect with someone.
Mhm.
Don't shake your head.
Sorry,
he's
no,
not
it's
shaking
not
your
at
head.
you,
He's not
it's-
shaking at you. He's shaking at backyard cows.
I had to change. I'm sorry, I have to change my screen because backyard cows is being distracting. Tell him to stop, Kari. Tell backyard cows to stop.
Okay, stop.
Pastor says stop.
Thank you. Pastor said stop.
So,
Anyway,
and
legitimately.
then what?
I said legitimately. We
Oh.
be kind to your neighbor.
Yes. Actually kind to your real neighbor. Take the time to get to know him or her.
Mhm.
Share a meal, whatever.
Because we had this conversation, or at least touched on this conversation a little bit at one point, where how the technology, the way it is, as amazing as it is, we can talk to, like currently we're talking to each
Right.
other from approximately a 14-hour drive, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
850 something miles or whatever, and it's in real time, and it's
Yep.
great, and it's connecting. But
Right.
what are you doing outside of that? Are you talking? Who do you know next door? Do you know your neighbor next door? Do you know the person across? Do you know? Let's not even take neighbors, because sometimes that could be really weird and wonky. Let's put it into a situation that you're in all the time. Do you know the person that sits next to you at church?
Right.
Do you know the person that you deal with, the guy that you go into the same gas station all the time, the guy that takes? Do you know anything about that? Any of it?
Or girl.
Or girl? We don't take that time to speak to people. We're starting to get everything filtered through that black screen, and it's
Right.
It's scary.
It is. It's
Yes.
causing more
So-
harm at the moment than good, I think.
I think it definitely feeds into that mental illness
Yes.
for a lot of people.
Yes.
So that was the one story. So then another one. So I saw last week that is his last name Hemsworth? Is that right?
Yeah.
Liam
that's
Hemsworth
Thor's,
and Miley
Thor's brother.
Cyrus have.
Thor's less
broken
talented
up.
brother. Yeah.
Oh. Bless his heart.
Bless his little heart.
Bless his heart.
I mean, he was married to Miley Cyrus, for crying out loud. He can't exactly his life is not exactly at a high point.
Bless his heart.
I mean, it is now
I
that
was
they're
going to say
done.
that
But
being married to Miley Cyrus is cause for even more of a bless his heart.
No.
he had hit a low point. That's called rock bottom, my
Oh,
friend.
shucks, folks.
But what struck me, I mean, it was, I saw the news story come across, and it was, what? I'm so surprised.
I know.
They
No
didn't make
way.
it. I cannot believe it.
I am
What is
totally
coming
shocked.
of this world? All my hope is lost.
My faith
so-
in humanity, and I will never love again, because if they didn't last, what hope do I have?
Right. But what struck me amazing about it is that in the announcement, their release of the announcement that they were splitting up was that the couple decided to separate because they want to focus more on themselves
Mhm.
and their careers. And it was
Because that's exactly
Hello?
what you do.
That's what everybody does when you walk down the aisle. That's part of the
Vows?
the vows. Thank you.
Mhm.
When you speak, you know, it's to love, honor, cherish, and to focus on your career and
Yourself.
yourself. Exactly. That's all part of it.
Do you swear to love yourself, focus on your career, and sometimes mildly amuse your partner?
I might do that. I don't know. Let me check Twitter and make sure it's okay. So stupid.
But just that selfishness and the narcissistic. You don't get married to be a narcissist, right?
No, well, no, that's the generation now, though.
Right.
The
It's
generation is all
about
me.
Which I heard a really fascinating, or read a really fascinating commentary on that shift is really found prominently after Elmo came into the picture on Sesame Street, because all of a sudden it was, no, go with me here.
No, you're good. I'm just like, I hate Elmo, so go ahead.
Yes, because it went from these stories and these characters that would think outside of themselves and think about their neighbor, about other people, to all of a sudden Elmo was on the scene, and it was
Elmo's
Elmo's
world.
crayon, Elmo's world, Elmo, and he was
Always
all
about
about
himself.
Elmo.
Elmo is
And-
all about Elmo.
And that is the main and a huge Sesame Street character that was so popular
Mhm.
with this group of kids that are now adults, who are just really turned in on themselves.
I
Just let that simmer for a second.
yeah, I'm trying not to. I don't.
So I think that it was just amazing. You know, scripture is very clear that that wives and husbands submit to one another, cherish one another, and it is always turning the wife to look at the husband to look at the wife, and for the two to look toward Christ.
Yeah.
And it's just incredible, you know, how this this couple split, with the reason being that they just wanted to think about themselves.
Yeah, the way that I had always been told that for marriage to work is you have the husband over here and you have the wife over here, or whichever side. Pick your side. I don't care. But we're not side.
I'm left-handed, dang it.
I'm left-handed. So, but you have one spouse over here, the other spouse is over here, and then what happens is, if both of you are chasing after God, then what happens, God is going to be here, and you're both going to kind of start to triangulate. And as you grow closer to Him, you get closer together. That's how
it's
that
supposed
works.
to work.
Marriage is not about feelings and about fun and about yay, because sometimes it's hard. Because guess what? Thank you. You
You have two sinners
yes, exactly what I was getting ready
trying
to say.
to do life together.
You are selfish and you are self-centered just as much as your spouse is. And what happens is you both have to work through that.
Right.
And it's
Right.
it's not about what the other person does for you so much as it is what can you learn to be able to do for the other person. Because newsflash, folks, touching back to what you were saying about loving your neighbor, you can't fully love your neighbor and it goes in that whole thing. You can't love someone else unless you love yourself. You can't love your neighbor if you're not treating your spouse and your family as you know, showing them what love actually is supposed to be.
Because what's love got to do with it?
What's
I was
love got to
seriously
got
just
to do with it?
singing that in my head.
Thank you. That's what I'm here for.
This is what we do. I'm going to go to bed tonight singing
Secondhand
that song.
emotion.
Yeah, you will. Look, respect the
But
time.
yeah,
Respect.
so
So,
any other thoughts on that story?
I mean, no, not really.
Bless his
It's-
heart. God
I'm-
bless him. Hopefully, this is now the beginning of.
I hope he feels better in the morning.
Look, the tides have now officially turned. If you think about it, him and her done. So now he's on the upswing. We would
There
hope.
you go.
We would hope.
Mhm.
There's always a silver lining, and he doesn't have to be with a wrecking ball.
She's a mess.
I don't know which is
She's a
worse, to
mess.
be her or to be with her, or to theoretically have Billy Ray Cyrus as your father-in-law. I don't know which is worse. Because I'm telling you, if you watch any video, if you see anything of him, he still thinks he's 25. And he's nowhere near 25.
When SNL did those skits of Billy Ray and Miley, those were hilarious.
Oh yeah, they were good.
Yes.
I thought those were so funny. And I have not seen any videos of Billy Ray.
I don't know.
But I'm okay with that.
I'm so glad I don't pay attention to it.
He is.
I don't think he's not quite the mess that she is, though, right?
Well, you inherit some of that.
Well, I was
mess.
gonna say
some of that mess is inherited.
The apple rolls downhill. So I'm just saying it has to start somewhere. I would argue that he just probably is not as blatant about it. Maybe. I mean he is very.
He's not licking abortion cakes.
No. He's not doing that.
He's not doing
but
that.
he is very much trying to stay relevant. Let's put it that way. God bless him.
Gotcha. Trying too hard.
Yeah. That's. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
So, and that is your weekly dose of Miley Cyrus talk.
Yep.
That's your annual. Dose.
That's your
I think
annual decade.
that'll do us for maybe a decade. That's good.
We'll touch back on this in like a century.
Oh, thank you.
That sounds good.
That's a great idea. Continuing on.
So the other story that really kind of stood out to me this week, I just saw this, I think, yesterday. So about a month ago, Joshua Harris, who wrote a book on he wrote I Kissed Dating Goodbye, and it was a book on for the purity culture, which we could totally talk about that, because I do have issues with that.
Oh, there's a huge issue with that.
Huge.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. So a month ago, he said he's divorcing his wife and saying this is a great thing. And then he was denouncing his Christian faith.
Right.
And, and he was, a lot of Christians look to him as this guru in purity. And then just, when was this? Just recently, a musician, one of the songwriters for Hillsong in Australia, Marty Sampson, he denounced his Christian faith.
Right.
And he has not fully denounced it. He is going that way, though. He has what did he say? Hold on.
This close.
Yes. Well, he's saying that, it's that Christianity is just one expression of spirituality, basically. And
hold on. Let me get you in the right mood with. Hey man, Christianity is just like one expression of spiritualism, man. It's just one of those things, you got to connect with the earth and spirits and the overall ether, bro.
So close and yet so far.
Right.
Oof.
And he's looking for the truth, what's true to him right now.
Stop.
There's no true to you.
There's nothing true to you.
The only thing the only true to you is
is true.
Well, no, yeah, I was
real
say
truth.
That's it. Like well, this is true to me. That's called perception.
That means it's not real.
And it's not real. It's what you perceive. It is not factual. It's not sorry. That's
it's the reason why we have to have conversations with other people when things go wrong. Because if you don't, then your perception becomes your reality and you view somebody in the wrong light.
Yeah.
So when you do this, it's not real.
Yeah. It's
right.
If all you see is me ever eating cake,
then you're going to think he's just a fatty eating cake.
Yeah, well, I probably am a fatty eating cake, but that's not the point. It is. It's that perception of what do you see? What is going on, and that just because you see it all the time doesn't necessarily make it reality or truth.
Rule number 5, Jackhole. No hippie Steven. No. Okay.
Down, boy, down.
I like hippie Steven. I think it's funny.
It is.
It's something.
So, and this is actually scriptural, exactly what you're saying. It's from 2 Timothy. It says, "For the time is coming when people will not endure sound teaching, but have itching ears. They will accumulate for themselves teachers to suit their own passions."
Yes.
And that is exactly what, finding what's true to me in this moment, because quite honestly, as you're saying, I mean, in 2 days, I could find another truth.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And in
But
the next 10
when
minutes you
we-
could find another thing. It's,
Yeah.
if that's all you're looking for.
Right. So I think that, and just a little, I guess, I don't know, maybe cat out of the bag. We talked a little bit about this story before the show started, but you guys were exactly on point when we did talk about it, was that when we exchange sound doctrine, good theology for the fluff that abounds, there's nothing to be rooted in.
That's right.
So we have these two Christians that have not been rooted in anything past their fuzzy feelings in the moment, and now they're drifting and they're out to sea, renouncing their faith.
Yeah.
It's sad.
So we could say they're hooked on a feeling,
I was going to say they're living in a moment.
or high on believing.
I'm gonna have so many earworms.
There's no topic safe. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's just how we work it. It's not.
It's just I can't help it.
It's part of our framework. How this is our truth. This is our
There
reality.
you go.
This is how-
Absolutely. You find your truth.
filtered through.
Speaking of truth, okay,
Speaking of truth.
what is true? Well, it's true that your body doesn't get anywhere close to the amount of nutrition that it needs on a daily basis. It's true that you're going to find times in places in your life to where you need additional help, not only from people around you, but supplementally. And by that, I mean from actual supplements. And you can get all of this over at therichsolution.com. Not only can you get great service, as in they can put you into groups. They have the Doc Thompson Healthy Lifestyle Challenge going on. They've got a couple of other mentoring groups and setups going on over there. But they have all of the essential vitamins and minerals that you need to keep your body going, whether it's digestive health, cognitive issues, joint health, your core basic stuff, anything that you need in that sort of area, they've got for you. Plus, they have people just like you.
Like me?
Like you.
Like me.
Like you. That are there to help you walk along the path to becoming well. Physically. Physically. This is not physically and emotionally. This is not spiritually. Just physically and emotionally. That's
Spiritually is on you. That's on you, pal.
Spiritually, come to Kari. But go to therichsolution.com. That's therichsolution.com. Go check out their site. They have a ton of stuff going on. Gwen Rich is the founder of there.
She's awesome.
She's a woman that's been through 8 different doctors, multiple stage 4 cancers, injuries, broke her neck. I don't know how that happened, and she didn't, she kept going.
She's a
but
beast.
She is a beast of a lady, and by beast, I mean a wonderful lady who happens to have survived a ton of things. Check out her story. Check out what she has for you over at therichsolution.com. But what we're talking about here is really just a skin deep thing.
Yes.
We're talking about, this is the shallowest of shallow when it comes to understanding faith, religion, any sort of situation like that.
You could dive into this sucker for days. Thank you.
Yes.
But
We can't because the music's playing.
Music's playing.
Is it already playing?
I know.
See?
Gosh, this time goes so fast.
It does.
Who
It
are
goes
you
by.
telling? Like
Days go by, and still I think of you. Thank you.
Yeah,
All right.
God bless. I'll come up with some fun. Maybe we'll look at some good scripture. If anyone wants a specific scripture to dive into, let me know.
That's
on Twitter.
at Kari Malinak. That's at Kari Malinak on the Twitters. Let her know. She will let you know. Now,
we got numbers.
Let's get to the bell counts for today.
Good evening, Mojo 50. I'm Leprechaun, and here with your bell count grade for the day. Today we had 7 missed innuendo bells, 68 actual bells, 2 rim shots, and 1 guitar strum. Giving us an A+ for the day. You boys did an outstanding job. Peace out and good night, y'all.
And by boys, that was like 50 of the 60 something were
That
us.
came from
That's
us.
all us on
That
that
was-
show last night.
It was our fault.
Oh, this has been Defenders Live. DOAEshow.com. DOAEshow.com is the place to go for us. If you want to go check out Mojo 50, it's mojo50.com. Check out all of the people there. They're amazing. Later.